Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here. And before we get started, I'd just like to say that this review was actually requested by Robbie Clark. Uh, Again, I've talked about him a lot on my channel so far, so I'll give you the link to his channel in the description so you could go check him out. I'd very much appreciate it if you did. And the review he requested for me to do, he requested me to review all the Cloverfield movies. I already did 10 Cloverfield Lane. I already did the first Cloverfield movie. It came out in 2008. Now I'm doing 10 Cloverfield Lane from 2016.
I focused on being prepared. I saved your life by bringing you here. I knew this day would come. It's not safe out there. Something's coming.
10 Cloverfield Lane stars John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Gallagher Jr., Bradley Cooper, and it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg. The plot of 10 Cloverfield Lane is that a young woman, portrayed by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, ends up leaving her husband after an intense argument and then gets into a horrible accident and wakes up in a house where she ends up meeting John Goodman and John Gallagher Jr. And apparently they're in an apocalyptic situation. And as the film goes on, they start to question whether or not they really are in an apocalyptic situation, or are they in a different kind of danger? What did I like about this movie? Honestly, for me, the one thing I could say, honestly, I was wondering whether or not if 10 Cloverfield Lane would improve on anything from the first Cloverfield movie, because if you checked out my review of Cloverfield, I was not impressed with that movie. If you want more of my thoughts on the first Cloverfield movie, if you have not seen my review, go check it out. I'll try to have that also in the description below. Overall, I think it is a massive improvement over Cloverfield, the first one. For one, I like all the actors in this. The acting is really good. It's actually kind of simple in its story in that, actually. It's not too complex or anything. It takes place all in one location. And I also like that the film builds on suspense. It relies on that. And there's none of that, I was actually surprised there was none of that, cheap jump scare tactics or even, the fake out jump scares. There was no jump scares in this movie. And it was really refreshing, actually. And John Goodman portrays a character by the name Howard. He has this, almost apocalyptic bunker in this farmhouse. And, at first you don't know what to think about this character, because he's, John Goodman in this movie does a good job of switching from either, nice and charming and that, to fucking batshit insanity. He gets really crazy, and he honestly gets really intimidating, actually. I felt intimidated by John Goodman. Who could ever say that? If you were to tell me I could end up feeling intimidated by John Goodman and knowing that I'd not be able to predict, what he's going to do, I'd say you're drunk. But no, he does a really good job. He's a really good actor in this. In fact, all of these people are. I really did like Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Michelle. I liked John Gallagher Jr. as Emmett. And actually, I like their chemistry, Michelle and Emmett. It's not romantic or anything. It's just, I like their back and forth, actually. As both of them try to basically get out of this situation. And also, I really dug the cinematography and the lighting for this movie, and the mood and atmosphere. It was so well done. And I also did like the music at times, although at times I felt like the music could be generic. But I did like the score for this film. I think it added to the suspense and everything. And I'm not sure which genre you would really put this movie in. It feels like it does a lot of different genres in this movie. Even does a bit of horror in this. So, especially near the end. And I'm like, it blends all these different genres really well, I think. The pacing's really good too, actually. I really dig the pacing in this movie. It's a slow burn, but I think that added to, I think that really added to all the suspense and tension. Also, I like the fact that this movie, it does have some connection to Cloverfield, the first one. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it does have some connection to the first one. But at the same time, it's very minuscule with its connection that I feel like it can actually be its own thing. You know, you don't even need to watch the first Cloverfield movie to watch this, and I like that about it. And I think it handled that really well. What did I not like about this movie? Honestly, there are times where I feel like the pacing could be too slow burn, and there's a lot of times that there's nothing happening to these characters, or none of the characters are doing anything. And, you know, also, I felt like another thing I didn't like about it was, honestly, I felt like there was certain points in the climax I feel like the movie could have ended. I think it dragged itself on a little bit too much, just a little bit, just tiny little bit. I think they could have cut the ending down a bit shorter, but that's just me. With all this said, I'm going to give 10 Cloverfield Lane a 4 out of 5 stars. I really loved this movie, actually. I really liked it. I was not expecting this. Especially since I really did not like the first one. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know if I could see myself rewatching this movie, but I do know Amanda, because she watched it with me, she said she could see herself rewatching it and maybe end up noticing some stuff she didn't notice her first viewing. So, but yeah, for me, I really liked this movie. A big fucking improvement over the first Cloverfield movie. So, and we were not expecting that. We were expecting 10 Cloverfield Lane to be worse than the first Cloverfield movie. We were expecting that. We were expecting this movie to be an absolute shit show of a movie. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.